So I just saved a picture on my computer and I told Photoshop to open it. And it's like, that's not a PNG file. That's not a PNG file. But then when I go into the properties for the photo, it says it's a PNG file. So I'm like, I don't get it. What's the joke here? It says it's a PNG file.
A ping file.
Is that how the cool kids say it these days?
No, it's always PNG. There's no short way of saying it.
It's a Panage file, okay? I just want the pink unicorn birthday hat. Give it to me. Save image as.
This is the Player 4 Podcast. Join us each week as we talk about video games, entertainment, and pop culture, and bring in guests from the Rooster Teeth community. Player 4 has entered the game.
Hello and welcome to the Player 4 Podcast. I am Tristan, aka Shagrazir, on the Rooster Teeth website.
And I am Alex, aka Chaos Black 21.
Did you just say and? Did I chop liver?
I'm pretty sure I didn't say and.
Oh.
You said it.
I mean, just go ahead, do it.
And I am Malachi, aka Tsukihiro.
To be fair, you can say and then say another and.
No.
You can. It just, it's,
No.
throwback to our. It's also not a PNG file.
No.
Fine.
Because I get yelled at every time I do it, so no.
Well, that's different. That's you, Malachi.
So we're missing one
it's
today.
Okay when the rest of us do it. It's just not okay when Malachi does
I
it.
see how it is. So since we're down one today, we're going to talk about D&D because we can.
It's D&D.
It's dynamite.
And we also want to talk about spoilers and how they are handled.
Oh, that's what we're talking about?
That's what I'm talking about.
I
I
figured
thought
that
it
was
was just going to be like, don't spoil it.
But
I mean, also yes, but also no.
anyways.
Making this birthday hat the tiniest birthday
Oh my god. Okay, what else do we have, Malachi?
It's Joseph's fault.
It's Joseph's fault.
It's Joseph's fault.
It's
Okay.
Joseph's fault.
Anyways, so what's going on with D&D?
Yeah, tell us, Tristan, what are you putting us through?
I am putting you through the ringer. I like to take over the podcast when Joseph's not around and talk about my D&D session that I run every Tuesday with these two buttholes are my game, and they do silly things on a weekly basis. And lately, I've been making them do a dungeon, which the session has been going on for almost 3 years, and this is only the second dungeon I've not been putting the dungeon in Dungeons and Dragons. Although I will say that every time I design a dungeon, it's a pretty good one.
And the way that things are going, this dungeon is going to take a whole year by itself.
Oh, it's going to be awesome. We're just going to rename the whole session to The Dungeon.
Well, and also people know we've been doing this also because it has been streaming on the Player 4 podcast. Twitch.
Yes, if anybody is ever curious or interested or wanting to poke fun at these guys' ineptitude as D&D or D&D adventurers, you can watch us any Tuesday at 7:30, around 7:30. Sometimes we start
Eastern.
a little bit late.
7:30 Eastern,
Yeah,
6:30 Central Time.
Central on twitch.tv/player4 P4 podcast. Twitch.
Yep.
TV
P4 podcast
/P4 podcast.
Yeah, Tristan does a good job making like the rooms that we go into and like showing the battle, and he also has made a little graphic that shows who's playing what character. It's really cool.
Yeah, but it's mildly his fault it's taking so long because he's giving us too many things to get distracted by.
To be fair, it's taking so long because there's 7 of us.
Yeah, and Tristan does a good detailed map, so then we're like, ooh, what's this? And then Tristan has to go through what that is, and we got frickin' Vendar. Frickin' be like, oh hey, I'm gonna open this door, and this door, and he's like, just chill the out, really?
Well, it's 50 rooms, and we have to check every single room.
We don't have to check every single room. We do have to check them until we find what
I
we're looking
decree it.
for.
We check every single room.
So, I mean, how about for the sake of our listeners, just explain the setting of this dungeon and like a quick reason why you're risking your lives inside of it, and then tell me what the latest pitfall was.
So, currently we are in the lands of Yukikaze's homeland, which is in Toralos's desert, and we are in a place that everyone says, hell no, we're not going there. And so...
Even Yukikaze himself
was like, hell, we shouldn't go there. But we need to go there to get a piece of armor that will hopefully assist us in the battle against a great elder dragon.
Specifically, a piece for Riken, the strongest member of the party.
So Malachi's playing Riken?
He boasts this quite often.
No.
Tristan, he boasts this, but he's awfully quiet during the sessions. Do you notice that?
I don't know. I heard him shout, "The day is mine."
I did last episode, or technically it's an episode because we're streaming it. He did say the day is mine because he was able to get a brick out of a wall.
Good job.
This is the only time. After how many attempts, though? Was that your, 60th?
Who's almost gone down several times now?
Because I'm not a little wimp, not going, I'm going to smash this thing in the face.
I believe Riken has done that, too, and hasn't hit past halfway yet, so...
Yeah, you want to know it's because I'm in the front lines like a boss kicking ass.
Again, so it's Riken, so you're failing.
Whatever.
So yeah, we're going through this dungeon that's built in this city of gnomes called Garland, and we're running into traps. We're running into undead mummies, waiting for the mummy lords to wipe us out. And we just came across 10,000 gold coins in the last episode.
10,000? There was more than 10,000 there. There was
10,000 gold coins. That's what he said.
It was exactly 10,000 gold
okay.
coins.
I didn't know that. I missed the part that there was an exact number because I didn't see how
they got the exact number. So they got the exact number after your wizard had his unseen servant spell pick them all up. 5 pounds at a time, which gave him the ability to count them.
Oh, okay.
Of course, you do have to subtract the ones that, because Riken took 56 gold coins, and someone else took some other gold coins for themselves. So,
long story short, there was a lot of gold coins. So, in the last session, we found ourselves being guided by the NPC that we just met at the very end of the session before, and his name is Anthony, and he wants to get the hell out of there. So he's guiding us through...
So wait, just for a moment, you met an NPC in the dungeon.
In the dungeon. Did we...
Who's supposedly been there for 2 years, so I'm thinking he's really sketchy.
Yeah. So,
the rest of the party's been helping him just fine, so I guess you're the only one.
I mean, I think he's really sketchy. Riken probably doesn't... I mean, he's probably still a mindset of, I'm not leaving, I don't care what this person says, I want the armor, so screw him.
So you met this Antony guy, and he's supposedly been there in this dungeon for 2 years, and he came up and was like, let's go fight the boss.
No, he says, I want to leave.
That's...
Riken says no.
Oh.
He's trying to convince us to leave because he wants to leave us with us so he's protected. I actually suggested, like, I know that we have to adventure around this dungeon. Are you fine just hiding here until we get back? And he didn't even like that idea. He just wants us to take him and leave.
I think he's trying to keep us from the armor.
Who knows? Who knows? It could be the Lich in disguise. Oh, well, yeah, get to that part. So as we were talking to this guy, getting into discussions and figuring out what to do, he said that there is a place that he believes that houses treasure that hopefully has what we're looking for. So that's what led us into the session that day of him guiding us through there. We had a battle. We killed a bunch of mummies, and then we proceeded forward. And we were the room where we fought a bunch of mummies that had some greenery. We walked into a giant pool area, and Vendar really wanted to take a bath, apparently.
I mean, all of you did.
But we pressed
walking through the desert for 3 days.
So we pressed forward with Anthony because he was also very adamant about keep moving. And we got to the hallway with 3 rooms there that Anthony wanted to let us know this was the one room that he was talking about.
Oh.
And we noticed that it was a hallway that Jebel saw toward the beginning. So we kind of thought it was leading us.
Anthony turned into a monster and ate all of you.
Yeah. No, Anthony, we questioned Anthony about leading us, misguiding us. And he's like, no, I know it's toward the entrance, but this is the place I'm talking about. So we searched a room with gold coins. When we opened the door, we didn't realize there was anything in it until the coin just blasted out of the door and almost crushed me to death.
Oh, you were buried under money.
I was buried under money because I couldn't dodge it quick enough. Everyone else dodged and was safe.
And then everybody started stuffing their pockets rather than helping you out.
It was kind of helping him out.
They ended up digging me out, and I rested while they were looking around the room and the treasure, looking to see if the armor was in there. And they didn't find the armor, but they noticed a weird sigil on the back wall. And then Laramentis got a chance to look at it and noticed it. It reminded him of the sigil on Ash, his little
orb friend that floats around him.
So your wizard character has a little item that he keeps with him, and that item had a matching symbol on it.
You say it's like a sentry, right, kind of thing? No, it doesn't attack.
So in previous editions of D&D, there was an item that you equipped called an Ion Stone, which gave you certain stat bonuses, and it floated around your head while it was equipped. He's kind of based on that. It's just he's sent.
Gotcha. So
he's an Ion Stone because he works for the goddess Ion, the goddess of knowledge.
So when Laramentis was also looking at this sigil, he still felt magic behind it. So what led to everyone being interested in trying to remove the sigil and get behind it to see what was there.
Except for Yukikaze, who was resting like
at the entrance. I was freaking bleeding horribly and exhausted and feeling like crap, you jerk.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm out there resting, and I'm hearing these guys talking and fiddling with stuff, and then I hear them trying to open something, and then the next thing I know, they're calling Riken in. Riken goes in there, and he's making grunting noises and sounds like he's freaking constipated. Like, and this went on for quite a while until he
Not quite a while.
shouted. It took quite a while.
It was just a few minutes,
Yeah.
which is quite a while.
It was more than a while because it took him legitly like 4 to 5 times, right?
Like at most 4 times. It might have been 3 times.
I was
No, it was
impressed.
definitely 4. It was 4 or more.
I was impressed that you kept making the wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, what would have happened if I didn't do the wisdom saving throw? You're probably not going to tell me.
It was reflecting your rage at not being able to open the thing.
Okay.
That the DC for that check got progressively higher, and you just kept making it somehow. Like, it started at 5, it went up to 10, then 15, then 20, then 25.
Well, because my wisdom and charisma are the 2 things I'm really good at. My wisdom.
Yeah, but you rolled a 16 the time that it went up to 15. I was like, okay, he could fail.
Well, yeah. I mean, but it's +8, so I have a decent chance. Just that time I rolled crappy.
Yeah, no. Like I said, nothing bad happened, but it would have basically just been, you had the wizard standing there going, try not to damage it, because it looks like it could be important, and you would just flip your lid and break the thing.
But I didn't,
You
even
didn't.
though it did fall to the floor.
Yeah.
Face first.
It's probably fine.
So after Vikin's little shenanigans, they were able to get the thing open, and inside they found a very ornate box that had lots of pretty gems, and it was all fancy and
Pretty gems. It was specifically these giant diamonds that are worth like 1,000 gold pieces each that we need to use for Revivify.
So, yes, we find out that Bender tried to look to see if he could open the box, and then felt like something pressing on his mind when he touched it, and so then they found out about
The box being a mind control
The-
box.
the-
and they
the
can
one-
messaging.
No, the one time that Lara Mendes actually paid attention in class. For an enchanting class.
So your abjuration wizard doesn't tend to care about other schools, huh?
nope.
Pretty much.
He
But this
just
time he remembered something from another class.
Yes.
It's
You
one of
remember
those-
this box.
one of those things he luckily stuck, or it's one of the things that luckily stuck in his mind.
I told him he had disadvantage, and he still rolled a 22. Like, okay.
So he figured out that the box had memories in it, and we believed them to be ashes. I forgot
Which
how
is
we came
his
to it.
special ion stone.
Because of the symbol.
Because of the symbol. That's right. So we let Ash connect with the box and get his memories back, and go to find out he was here previously in this dungeon, or in this abandoned Garlean.
This dungeon.
The treasure vault of Garland.
The treasure vault of Garland, and he
Because that's what this dungeon is. It was formerly the treasure vault of a grand city that existed inside of a mountain.
so he imparted to us the information of him being there with the enchanter. What was his name again?
I don't think we got the name of the enchanter.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, you did. It's on the recording. I didn't
Alright.
write it down because
Well-
I'm really intelligent.
Fancy McFancy Pants.
So the reason why Ash imparted us the information, the reason why his memories
I think it
were
was
stored.
Zathala. I think it was Zathala.
That sounds right. So Ash imparted us with the knowledge that he stored Zenthala
Memories.
stored his memories here because they were going to possibly confront a lich that was there.
An
And
agent of
Of
Vecna.
Vecna.
So
So
Vecna, as the characters are aware, is the god of secrets and undeath.
that's why they stored those memories there, and
Apparently, the agent of Vecna was successful
yes.
in stopping them in whatever they were trying to do because Ash lost his memories.
So we've come to the conclusion, or even hypothesized, at least I did, and I spoke out loud about this, is that maybe this Lich is the person that has the armor that's trying to make it disappear forever. Because we believe it's going to disappear because it's not being used, or it's just wasting away.
And Riken will not allow that.
So we believe we have to fight a Lich, which is going to be fun, and we're all going to die.
So you got one step closer to getting out of this dungeon. You recovered the ancient memories of one of your tools, and you found out what your final foe might be like. And you learned very much that they're dangerous, if that is the case.
So
and
dangerous.
One of the memories that your Ion Stone recovered was the location of another treasure room.
Yep.
That he wants to lead you to.
Which actually he believes is an actual armored vault, not just treasure.
Yeah. He said it was an armory. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that's where we were at in that dungeon. Yay!
Yay!
Yay.
And the last thing you did right before the session ended was roll initiative.
Yep.
Yeah, we opened one of the other doors, and instead of gold coins, it was a crap ton of bones fell out of it. And then we opened the third door, and that was when we had to roll initiative. So we don't know what we're facing yet.
Thankfully, these yahoos actually gave me enough time to have a short rest. So I got a short rest.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You weren't even the one that said they'd be okay waiting.
I didn't say I wasn't okay.
That is true. But anyways, so yeah.
So are you having fun with all these crazy loops you're doing?
Well, I have to put up with
we're doing loops, all right. We're going every which way.
How are you enjoying? Like, you come every week, so you must be having fun with D&D. Like, there are people out there who maybe listen to this who haven't ever tried D&D. What do you think?
I think you should. I mean, if it never interested you, then maybe not. But if you've always been like kind of intrigued by it, and you like fantasy and you like role playing in some way, then you should try it out.
Well, what I have to say to that is, don't be afraid to do it. It's completely up to you. It's your build your own adventure kind of thing. So, you do what you feel is the correct path. So don't be afraid. I feel that I've had a couple people say, "Well, I don't know what to do." You do what you think would be fun. It doesn't matter what you do.
Even if it's throwing a plate at an NPC and killing them with it somehow.
Or failing to flip a table.
Strive for that failure to flip a table. Just try really hard not to flip the table.
So, anyways, we wanted to touch base with spoilers before we left today.
Yeah, so I've been noticing an interesting trend online. A lot of people have been mentioning this, so I thought I'd bring it up, which is that before Endgame came out, a lot of the actors and big names in the industry, and then, of course, like Marvel Studios itself, putting out the warnings, don't spoil the Endgame. And that became a hashtag. And what I've been noticing is that I have not had to filter out Endgame on, say, Twitter. People have been pretty good about not spoiling it. People are saying, "Oh, it was great. I had a good time. You should go see it." But pretty much, I haven't come across anything that comes close to a spoiler on my social media feed for Endgame, which is cool, because I was planning to wait to see it until kind of the hype died down a little and I could get into a quiet theater. Game of Thrones, which has also just started its final season. It's going to be episode numbers-wise season, but all the episodes are really long. people have been talking about how that's being spoiled like by the actors day of the episode coming out, and it's just a complete like shift, a complete reversal on that. And people were mentioning how one of the things they think is different is that, you know, while you're in the movie theater, you're supposed to, at least according to the rules, keep your phone off, and people tend to respect that at least. So there's the 3 hours or however long the film is that you don't have access to your phone, and then afterward it's like, well, I got through, not going to jump on there and spoil it. Whereas people are sitting at home on their couch while Game of Thrones is coming out, and they're just tweeting out what's going on as it's happening because there's nobody stopping them from using their phone at that very moment. And it's just been something that's interesting. Like I had to. I'm not watching Game of Thrones as it's coming out because I don't have HBO. I usually catch the DVDs a long time after, and I'm decent usually at avoiding the spoilers and such. But I mean, I can still remember that like on the day episode 2 came out, Maisie Williams started tweeting about the episode, and that's when I was like, I need to put filters. Because, like, Maisie Williams was spoiling the episode.
Yeah, I mean, Endgame, I haven't really seen anything come out, so that's really good. People are doing that. Game of Thrones, I had that mindset like stuff's gonna be spoiled. It's a little different, yeah, like you said, because they have their phones with them while they're watching it, and I mean it's not 3 hours long, so there's less that they have to that they have to digest, and so therefore I guess maybe it might be easier to recall more things that happen.
You can just tweet them as they're happening.
Yeah, but so I've been kind of like staying away from like pretty much because it comes out on Sundays. This is the first time I've ever actually gotten to see Game of Thrones pretty much as it comes out each week. But I don't get to see it on Sundays. I have to wait like a day or 3, and so that time frame, I just like stay away from anything Game of Thrones as best I can until I watch it.
Well, you could be me, and it's always wanted to watch it, but never had a way to watch it. And then now that my roommate got it, he got HBO. I've been catching up, and I'm only on season 3.
Well, I didn't start watching until like season 6 came out and started getting them at the library. So,
the library might have been a good idea. I borrowed all the DVDs from a colleague of mine a couple of years ago and caught up through season 7 at that point. I'd already seen like up through season 3, so I only needed like 4, 5, 6, and 7. But like that was still a lot.
So you don't have to worry about us spoiling stuff. We usually do spoiler-free stuff anyways, but who knows? Maybe because I think Joseph has seen Endgame, and I'm seeing Endgame tomorrow, which is Thursday. So
and Guaco has demanded to be on any podcast where we actually talk about the movie.
yeah, Malachi.
So we'll have to set up a spoiler cast at some point.
I probably will aim to watch it on Monday.
So Tristan might be the last one, unless he sees it before Malachi Monday.
No, I don't. I'll have to talk to Sam. We were going to see it together. We just haven't decided on a day yet. We'll probably be last, which is fine. I mean, I guess that's the problem. I'm patient. Other people aren't, so now they have to wait for me, and they're like, hurry up, and I'm like...
I usually am patient. I'm usually the last person to see the movie. But I have the time in the morning tomorrow, and I really want to see it, so...
I want to see it, too. I'm just trying to, like... I can't go in the morning, because that's when I work. So I have to go on a weekend, and usually it's in the afternoon at the earliest. So I'm just like, that's when everybody goes to the theater, because everybody's got a similar schedule to me. Like, mine's a very generic, common work schedule, the 9 to 5 days a week. So, you know, I have to work around the fact that 90, 80% of the rest of the people around me also have the same. And I don't like being in crowded theaters. I did that where we went to one of the earlier, not the opening night or anything, but to a showing that was crowded for a film, and it was very obnoxious because there were people in the theater who were not being considered.
Yeah, I don't like watching theaters and crowd or movies in crowds either. I like waiting. Usually, I like waiting several weeks, and there's like maybe one or two other people in in the movie theater with me when I go see it. That's it.
So yeah, that's why I haven't seen it yet, and I will when we're ready. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about this kind of spoiler phenomenon, and then wrap that discussion up with: be considerate. Not everybody has the same schedule as you, and sometimes just because somebody hasn't seen it yet and hasn't even put in the effort to see it yet doesn't mean they're not just as excited about seeing it as you. So, don't spoil it. Doesn't matter if it's Game of Thrones or Endgame or any other movie. Just let people enjoy things.
Yeah, when we have...
If you have to talk about something to get your yayas out, ask the people in your friend group if you can talk about it. DM somebody and say, "Hey, can we talk about this? I need to talk about this," and then talk about it. Don't spoil it for people who haven't seen it.
Now, when the Sonic movie comes out, feel free to not
Spoil
talk
the crap
about
out
that.
of it.
Yeah, don't talk about it. Not because of the spoilers, but because it looks like absolute crap.
Well,
That's another polarizing one. I couldn't believe the trailer. I saw the funniest thing today where somebody put out the article that Jim Carrey is tired and his back is sore after he's been carrying the entire movie.
yeah, well,
So I thought that
I'll treat that movie as its own entity. I'm not very fond of Sonic's design, but I'm curious at what kind of premise they're going to make for the existence of Sonic within the world, because it's a very realistic world versus one that, because to my knowledge, in Sonic's universe, where he lives, there are people and also several other humanoid creatures that live there. It's not just him. So I'm wondering, like, how they're going to approach that, and that's what kind of worries me. Like, how they're going to justify his existence in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I just know Jim Carrey's in it, and he's.
You cut out there, Tristan.
I said I only know that Jim Carrey's in it, and he's Eggman, and that Sonic looks a little weird from a CG design.
Yeah, okay. We got all that. Cool.
He looks way too weird.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's what's going on. Are you guys going to go see the Pokemon movie also, by the way? Detective Pikachu?
Heck
I don't
yeah.
know. I mean, if I do, it's definitely got to be one of those that I wait several weeks until it dies down to see it.
Yeah, that's
He's just embarrassed that somebody might see him in the theater.
Not really. I don't know. I've been kind of split on this movie. Like, it looks good, but at the same time, it looks weird to me as well.
I thought they did a pretty decent job.
Oh,
I think it fits right. I think the visual design of what I've seen in the trailers fits right where it wants to be.
Yeah, but then also hearing essentially Deadpool's voice on Pikachu is very odd to me as well.
I love it. I love it so much.
I actually don't hate that either, because Pikachu would need a snarky attitude, and I think Ryan Reynolds fits that bill.
Yeah, no, I think it's going to be great. I love Ryan Reynolds. I think he's going to do great.
But worst case scenario, just make it Joseph's fault,
Everything's Joseph's fault. He's off doing a study group with all his music-y kids being all smarty pants. What's the next topic? I'm done with spoilers.
It's Joseph's fault. It's all his fault.
Everything's Joseph's fault.
Yeah, it's all his fault.
Way to go, Joseph. Because of
He's-
you, we had to talk about D&D.
Yep.
How could you?
But anyways, I guess it's time to get the flip out of here.
I'm ready to get the flip out of here. I'm ready to flip out.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Hashtag goodbye.
Goodbye. It's so odd to me when people call him Eggman, and I've always called him Robotnik, and I can't not call him Robotnik.
I called him Eggman.
Because, I mean, that is his nickname. Robotnik is his actual name, but Eggman is his nickname.
I mean, I think it was his original name because I think they only ever introduced him as Eggman in the first Japanese game.
Well, that's what I mean. I think it was Robotnik when it came here to English, and that's why they're
It
both
says
expressed.
Sourced from a former head of Sonic team, Robotnik is the character's real name, while Eggman is a common name taken after his shape. So, again, Robotnik is his real name.
I think it was like Scissors Man and Ribbons Man and Eggman.
In various iterations of the franchise, they've chosen different names for him, with Robotnik being more of the English name and Eggman the Japanese.
Yes.
However, since Sonic Adventure in 1999, he tends to go by Dr. Eggman in both English and Japanese translations.
What? I didn't know that he adopted Eggman in English.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in Adventures, that's when that name was used a lot.
That's weird. Like, I call him Eggman because that was the name in the Japanese game. It's just, what is it? I thought that Dr. Robotnik sounds cool. Like, it was like the 90s bad guy name, you know? It made sense. Fitting for the English. Dr. Eggman sounds weird.
In Sonic Generations, classic Tails refers to him as Dr. Robotnik, and he comments that nobody calls him that anymore.
Really?
This would seem to indicate that he's at least aware of his different names.
I like how they adopted that.
Tails is a boy. Tails has Tails. If he has two tails, does he have three butts?
I hope not.
He'll always be
So-
Dr. Robotnik to me.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not going to completely dismiss the movie because I think it's kind of cool they're doing a Sonic movie, but like I said, I don't like the model for Sonic, and I am wary about his existence in the universe.
I would say that what turns me off the most is definitely his character model. Is literally like the first thing. Like, that's almost like the only reason I need to not see it.
Because you don't like Jim Carrey with a bald cap?
No, not Jim Carrey.
Oh, Sonic. Yeah.
Even though I do find it kind of odd, just because I'm so used to the way Dr. Robotnik looks, which is egg-shaped, and then you get skinny Jim Carrey freaking playing him.
Maybe they'll make him egg-shaped.
They do. They do. If you watch the end of one of the trailers, it shows him being looking more Eggman-ish towards the end.
Well, we'll see. And then just like how you were saying, Malachi, with the kind of how are they going to play it off as Sonic is in our world somehow?
Yeah. The ways they could play it is, I hope that God they don't do it that he's an alien, or
Wormhole
dimensions. Yeah, we could do cross dimensions. Yeah, alternate universes. Because you do see him utilizing a ring to travel long distances.
Multiverses. Maybe they purposely made this Sonic look goofy so that they can introduce the good-looking Sonic later in the movie.
I think I saw in the trailer also like two of the people that are going to be in the movie, like they were like either being like flown through the air or something, and a ring like was around them, and they went through the ring and they were in a different location.
No, Sonic threw the ring past them and then it expanded, and then they went through the ring with Sonic.
And they were in a different location.
Yeah.
So teleportation.
Yeah, that's what I said.
No, Sonic doesn't teleport.
Sonic teleports. You're telling me that all he knows how to do, Alex, is perambulate?
Wait, Alex, have you never played the Sonic games?
I played the old Sonic games.
The original Sonic the Hedgehog. When you finished the level, you jumped in a giant ring and you disappeared. And then you went to a new level.
No, Sonic 2, you would finish the level and you just run off the side to wherever you're going next.
I'm talking about
because he runs fast.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
He doesn't need to teleport, he runs.
I'm not talking about Sonic 2, I'm talking about Sonic the Hedgehog.
Well, Sonic 2 takes place after Sonic 1, and so therefore is true canon over Sonic 1.
I lied. I'm thinking of the ring to teleport to get the emerald.
Oh, well, look at you.
Well,
messing stuff up.
I was really good at that game for a long time, so like I never finished a level without getting the teleport ring to get the emerald at the end of each stage. So
no, you're wrong. Oh shit, I'm wrong.
Yeah, I'm a douche. But no, yeah, but there is a ring that you could teleport to get the emeralds, so
takes you to the KO Garden.
There was a mild existence of that in the universe, but yes, you are correct. When you finish a level, you just ran off the stage.
Tristan, I saw I saw the picture you posted in general. On the one hand, gold. On the other hand, painful, agonizing failure.